All right, so it's been a while since I've messed with this thoroughly. Um, Got owners out of town. Amp repair is not my main deal, and um, so it just got backburnered. But he's back in town now, and I've got to get this thing knocked out. And I don't really have anything else to do, so it's perfect timing. And I had it assembled previously. It was looking beautiful, but the controls were super scratchy. They were irregularly scratchy, meaning there was no like rhyme or reason to the um, where it would scratch. Sometimes it would scratch there and not other times. Usually, if it's the pot, it is the same spot, the same sound every single time. Um, so I started probing around. I was getting up to a volt on the eyelets going to the input jacks. I was getting like 150 millivolts on the board, and in areas like this. And so I pulled the board, depopulated it, really doused it in isopropyl alcohol, scrubbed it super, super good. And I thought, I'm going to put it in the oven and, bake it for like an hour or so. And I did that, and I assembled this contraption, partial, where it's just got a reservoir cap for the rectifier, and it's got a ground reference, and high voltage goes from every node, just like it would be if it was fully populated. And then what I did was just fire it up and started measuring. So then on the surface of the board, I was getting maybe 5 volts. But if you touched like an eyelet right here, which is those are the 68K resistors that go to the input of the 12AY7, and right next to this voltage node. So boom, boom, that's really kind of close. I was getting like 150 millivolts there. I was getting like 100 right there. Over here on the surface of the board, I was actually getting like 750 millivolts. And on that eyelet, I was getting 100 or a volt to a volt and a half on that eyelet right there, which is the cathode resistor. So I was like, well, that's probably not good enough. I don't really trust that long term. So I pulled it again, depopulated these few things, started flushing it with isopropyl alcohol again. And then I just hit it with a heat gun at 600 or 650 degrees for about 15 minutes. Just really taking my time, going slow to make it, really dry out as best I could. And I reassembled, this to this point. And right now I've got 3 or 4 millivolts on the board itself anywhere, and maybe anywhere between 5 and 10 on eyelets. So I'm going to call that good enough for now. The owner of the amp would prefer to have it playable, but he would prefer to have as much of it as original as possible, if possible, despite the other things that we've had to do to get this thing right. But anyway, we're just going to try to do what we can to make it as original and as good as possible, even though it's an old metal box and an old wooden box with an old piece of cardboard in it holding some new stuff. So that's what that is. And we're just going to cross our fingers. I think we're good, though. I understand it might come back. He understands it might come back. He knows what to look for in case it comes back. And, we can just install a new board at that time. So that's the deal on that. Keep your fingers crossed for me. I'm just going to post this. I don't have time to edit because I don't know how to do it anyway. Thanks.